Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Oxshire, on the show this evening as the senior service of Rangers Radio, JFK and Bridgeman. Evening, gents.
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Bridge.
Can I say a huge good evening to you two guys? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby, to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, JFK?
Ticket boo, mate. I'm feeling good. It's good to be on tonight for the show.
Yeah, mate.
Yep.
How are you, Bridgeman?
I'm feeling good, feeling good, pal. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Have you dried out?
I've dried out, aye. That was terrible. I heard Jimmy saying he never made the game, but his boys came in and drunk it. And so it was. Even sitting up in the rear Copeland Road, you could feel the spots of rain getting blown in. Even up that far. Incredible. Either that was dripping on us.
All right. Big game tomorrow, JFK.
Every game's a big game, mate. The next game's a big game. Yep. Looking forward to tomorrow. Although I'd like to see us bang in a few, which I think we should have done on Wednesday. But yeah, a win's a win, no matter how we get it. And obviously later on in the show, we'll be picking our teams. But I'm looking for a good performance as well as a good win tomorrow. A few players come back, as we know, Jack, and now we've got Ryan Kent come back for suspension. Aribo's back for the AFCON Cup. So things are looking better for us, mate, than in other places. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
And we've got my new signing.
I've got my new signing, which we'll obviously talk about in the course of the next couple of hours. Quite pleased about the signing. Not going over the top like others do, but the world's greatest players I've ever brought to their team. But yeah, I don't know anything about him apart from what I've looked up. I didn't realise I'd actually seen him score. He scored for Manchester United in the Champions League, won each draw with AC Milan. He came on as a sub that night, so I dug the goal out. It was a decent goal. So I'm looking forward to seeing him perform for the Teddy Bears, mate.
Can you perform in a wet and blustery Ross County, Bridgeman?
Wow, you know, Jimmy just said earlier on he was Aquaman. He'll probably be Aquaman again tomorrow. Some of your players, if they can play there. James, I hope it's not raining. I really do, because it'll be terrible up there. Terrible.
Strong winds coming in.
Bigs up, push me another hurricane winds tomorrow, the night of tomorrow, innit?
Aye.
So
can I ask a question, guys? Why is the Rangers game on at 12:30 and the rest of the league at 3 o'clock or whenever it is?
I'll give you the answer in one simple word, Bridgeman. TV.
But there's no, I mean, the English games, English football's no on.
I know, but it's for TV.
Yeah, but all I'm meaning is that I don't understand why, because there's no games on. So the only game that's going to be on it, they could have been on at 3 o'clock, couldn't they?
But then it'd been up against the other games in Scotland, wouldn't it?
Right.
but it meant you wouldn't have seen the game, Bridgeman. If it was on at 3 o'clock, we wouldn't be watching it on Sky tomorrow.
On Sky.
No, but I'm saying, what would Sky be showing instead of the Scottish Premiership? The English Premiership's not there.
No, they'll be showing English
but
Championship.
games moved to that time for the TV, Bridge.
Aye, so let's.
I understand the movement from that perspective under normal circumstances, but no one does need football in England. I can't understand that. However, let's drop it. I'm just going to annoy you.
He's lost me, JFK.
I don't know. I think he better put a shilling in that meter.
Look, 100%. I understand why we're always it happened to all the Scottish games, not generally to get a slot. There's a 12:30 slot for Celtic away or Rangers away. That's what will happen. I'm just meaning it. There's no games. There's no competition. No competition there in England at all.
Are you talking about putting the Rangers game on at 3 o'clock on the TV?
Exactly, yes.
It's not allowed.
It's not allowed in Scotland.
UEFA don't allow it.
UEFA don't allow it?
UEFA don't allow it. As you look up, there's a UEFA directive, a rule that says that no games from Premiership leagues and every league, the big leagues in Europe, are allowed to show a televised game whilst other games are being shown. So it's not allowed.
So it's moved for TV, Bridge.
Yeah.
Oh God, you know, it takes me back something like 30 years. They talked about that in Scotland. You can't show a game when there's another game on, you know.
I know where you're going here. It just spoils your lunchtime nap.
It does.
The 3 o'clock kick-off would smell as up and that.
Dear.
All right. Well, we've got to hear from your manager and then we'll get the phone lines open. Is that all right with you two, gentlemen?
Yeah. Get on with it. Yep.
But before we hear from Giovanni, we'll just hear your thoughts quickly on the performance on Wednesday night and under difficult circumstances. JFK.
Aye, it was very difficult circumstances. I was disappointed in the amount of chances that we created and didn't put away. I'm not going to decry the boy Sands. I've not seen anything yet that's telling me that he's going to be a player. I thought he was very poor. I think I've been proved right with Itten. Very poor, very, very poor. Really pleased with Alex Lowry. Another performance. Good to see Ryan Jack come onto the part, which was great. Roof as well. So at the end of the day, the Bridgeman result won, is it? And what a fantastic, sublime goal by Scotty Arfield. So, but it should have been 3 or 4, maybe even 5 all year. But we'll take the one all day. We'll take a Bridgeman every game as long as at the end of the season we're champions. So it was a hard-fought game. Another team coming to Ibrox, putting the bus up, just saying, come and try and break us down. And we tried hard to do it. But we've come away from there. Well, the guys all come away from there and Wednesday night soaked to the skin and happy with the result. So it's a good result. And as I kept saying, we just need to keep winning. Never mind what happens elsewhere. Let's not be looking over our shoulders. Win tomorrow, see what happens elsewhere. And if it does benefit us, fine. If it doesn't, who cares? Just let's go forward.
Aye. Okay, it's all about winning this time of the season.
Yeah.
All right, we'll hear from the manager and then we'll open the phone line. So let's hear from our gaffer, Giovanni van Bronckhorst.
Morning, Giovanni. Obviously, the news is the signing of Amad Diallo. Can you tell us a little bit about the signing and how exciting it is to bring a player of his potential to Ibrox?
Well, very excited. I think we started the talks with him and his agents on Monday. Tuesday as well with the agents and Amat. So I'm very happy that he wanted to come to us for the remainder of the season. And we were looking to add a player, in the front because we, of course, lost Yanis for this season. So I'm really happy that we can bring in a player with his qualities, and I'm sure he will give us a lot of, strength in the coming months.
And since you've arrived at the club, you've obviously spoken about playing with width and high areas and kind of traditional wingers, maximising 1v1s, all these types of things. Was the style of football that Amad is going to come in and play an appeal for him coming up north as well, do you think?
Well, I think that was also a very important part for the club he chose to play for the rest of this season. I think we have, of course, when you have a shadow list on in your squad to potential players you want to bring in. I think the quality he possesses is a quality I'm using in my team, and of course he will also know in what kind of system he will play. But I think they're all positive talks with him, and of course the stature of the club also excited him, and that's why I think it was positive talking, and I'm glad we could welcome him in this football club.
Good morning, Gio. I was wondering if you could give us an update on injuries, and specifically, have you been able to assess Ryan Jack after his performance midweek, and how has he reacted to getting into the first team game?
Well, Ryan, of course, came in the game, had I think a really good impact on the team, and he was good after the game as well. So I'm really happy for him that he got his first minute under his belt. So I'm really pleased with Ryan. Injury-wise, tomorrow we can only welcome back Ryan Kent with suspension. Of course, Joe Aribo is back in the squad because he had a good rest this week. He's ready for tomorrow, and of course Ahmad will be in the squad as well.
And just following up on Ahmad, with the kind of weight of the money that's been involved with his transfer to Manchester United, the fact that he's coming to Ibrox, in terms of your current selection, do you expect him to be a first team starter during the duration of his stay at Ibrox?
Well, I mean, the price tag is there, but I don't think we are looking at his price tag. I think for him as well, it's not the thing what he's thinking about. He's still a young player who wants to play games. You can feel it when you talk with him. He's the only thing he wants to be is on the pitch, and of course we are bringing him to this club to be a value for the team. So of course he's gonna play, but again he's part of the squad, so he has to perform as well like any other player in the squad. But I'm full of confidence that he will give that.
Morning, Giovanni. Ross Wilson confirmed that Diallo was sought after by a number of Premier League and European clubs, and I just wonder what, in your opinion, makes Rangers such an attractive option for players and clubs as a place to foster that type of young talent?
Well, we just talked with him and his agents, and really just explained how we are as a club. In what kind of environment he will come as a player, and so that was for us easy to do because it's just talking about who we are. And of course, me as a coach explained him the way we played and the way we want to use him in games, and so that was all positive. I think you just have to talk and explain who you are and how you play, and then you hope that your message will come across, and the positive feelings you have is mutual, and I think in this case it was. So I was very happy that he chose us to play for.
Great, and Arfield and Jack did make appearances off the bench on Wednesday, and they certainly made an impact. How important will it be to have those seasoned, experienced players back available to you in the coming run of busy fixtures?
Well, it's very important because, as you said, they're experienced. They had the moments in their careers, big moments, very important moments to win prizes and to be important. So I'm happy that they are back. So we need, we're almost fully fit again as a squad. So we have to have that. We have to have the players available to because the run we have now with all the games to be played are coming really fast and big games as well. So it's good to have everyone on board.
Good morning, Giovanni.
Morning.
On Ahmad, I just wondered if you were personally involved in any negotiations. Did you speak to anyone at Man United about him, like Ralph Rangnick? Did you have to speak to them to say this was the environment for him?
No, not me personally. I think Ross did, but for me the negotiations were more in convincing his agents and convincing Ahmad himself to come to Rangers.
Right, okay. If obviously just a few days left until the transfer window closes, if your squad remains intact and you don't lose any first team players, is that it for you in terms of this window, or are you still looking to add?
Well, it's the last days. We're still, we can still do some business, but I don't know. As you said, I don't know who's going. Anything can happen, especially in the last days of the transfer window. Sometimes it gets a little bit crazy, but I hope that in this window for us it stays a little bit calm. But you never know, but we will see in a couple of days how our squad will be for the remainder of the season. But I'm confident we will leave this window better than we started it.
Giovanni, just staying with the players that you want to bring to the club, there are reports that you've made an approach to sign James McAtee from Manchester City. Is that a player you're working to bring to the club?
Well, we spoke with many players many possibilities we want to add. So so far I don't have any news. Only news that Amat is joining us, and so we're still open and have to be ready for the remainder of the next days. But I won't confirm or talk about other names than players who are here and players we have signed.
And on that, you mentioned Scott Arfield and the impact obviously he had on his return, and he's a player that his contract is up in the summer. With that in mind, is he a player that's a priority for you to keep hold of?
Well, Scott has been really, really important for the team, not only this season, but all the season before this season as well. He's an experienced player, and he's definitely a player I want to have longer to be at Rangers. So hopefully, we can welcome him next season as well.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, big statement for me in there, JFK. I don't know if you picked up on it. We'll come out of the transfer window better than we went into it. Consider the French players, Bacuna, Arsenal went for a few quid, Provo and Sands. The boy, how we pronounce it, JFK? Give us your shot. How you doing it?
Who's the new boy?
Aye.
Ahmad Dalio.
Ahmad Dalio, that'll do. Dalio. Right, we brought in Dalio. Boy Sands, who else we brought in? Who else do we bring in? I missed somebody in. Oh, Suter for Hearts. Yes, I forgot about him, man. So that's suggesting to me there should be some more movement, JFK.
I would think so. We know there's a lot. I think there'll be a lot going out, and I think we could probably rhyme off about 6 or 7 that would probably get into the team. There is a bit of debate about whether Arfield should be given an extension. I don't know if that's going to happen. Me personally, I wouldn't.
At about 10 past 9 of Wednesday night, I'd have given him a 5-year extension. But
aye, of course, aye.
I think a year one makes sense. I mean, if I'm being honest, no more than that, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But if I was going to get anything, I would say it'd be better than before the window. I would say unless we get Suter or no. I would go for, I know we're supposed to get 650,000 for Bacuna. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't have used some of that money to up the price that Hearts are looking for. And I would like to see Suter in before the winter break transfer window closes. So, but I'm pleased with who we've brought in so far. I see Sands is the jury's out with me, because I've not seen enough of him to have any judgment on him. So, but the big talking point is going to be Alex Lowry, one of our own, who's come through the. So I'm pleased about that. So all in all, look at the players we've brought back as well through injury and suspension. I think we'll get a fantastic squad of players, and I think we should be adding maybe to it as well.
I think we're going to add to the first team. I think the squad you could argue it's top heavy, Bridge.
Yeah, I would like to see someone coming in for the top team. Absolutely, 100%. I don't know whether Suter's going to make it by the time this window closes. I differ greatly from JFK insofar as the money to give to Hearts. But if the manager chooses that's the way they're going to go, I'm behind him. I'll stick by him, no problem at all. But I just don't think the boy's going to leave. I don't think Hearts are going to let him go, to be honest. And Rangers will not, I don't think Rangers will put the price up again. I don't think so.
Actually,
for me, 4 days, isn't it? Sorry?
Aye, for me, Bridge, after Saturday, his value to Hearts falls because the games are less and less, as I keep saying, yeah.
Well, it's the end of January, 31st of January.
Aye. Monday night. Monday night. You
So
better get a good nap in Monday afternoon. It could be a late one.
See, I'm talking about players coming in for we're bringing players in for the winter break and things like that. I mean, I just seen about 20 minutes ago, and I'm kind of digressing a bit because it's a player that we lose, but Alfredo Morelos hasn't even been included in Colombia's squad tonight for the game. So he's not even on the bench. And that, to me, that's a waste of time. You know,
I agree, mate. But that's not his
fault, you know. But what that does is it takes away a player. And it obviously just doesn't happen to us. But I mean, going forward, I think these types of things have got to be ironed out.
I'd laugh if they come back on Sunday, wouldn't it? There'll be some people wouldn't be happy, yeah?
Of course. I mean, if he did come back, he'd be number one on the seat right away to play the puddle drinkers. But I know I digress here, but I saw it popped up about 20 minutes ago. He's not even included in Colombia's squad for the night's game against Peru.
I thought the international football, your whole squad was on the bench now, but there you go.
No, 25-man squad, and I think they put 19, 11 players plus 8 subs or something. 8 or 9 subs. But anyway, it's the news is that he's not made it. But I know I digress here, but talking about players in the winter break, Mir Loster, our number one striker, and obviously we're not saying we're makeshift. But obviously we'll talk about the strikers that we've got for tomorrow and Wednesday. But to me, it's a waste of time. But it's no Alfie's fault.
I understand. It's strange. You know, I think everything would be lined up. Everything would be the same. It's just, I suppose they've lined it up when the English Premiership, but it seems to be, yeah.
Aye, they seem to get the timing right there, didn't they? You know, so which it would have been. This would have been your winter break, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, we'd have started would have started on Friday, mate. That game was
on Friday. Aye, all right, okay. Aye, so it was. Aye. But hey ho, you know. But the players were brought in, I'm happy with. I say the jury's out with me for Sands. I'm not going to decry him the new or anything.
No, it's early, but it's
early days. So
he's not set the head on fire.
No. So what do you and Bridge think about Itten? What's your fix?
At the moment, it doesn't look. He looks. I'll be kind to him and I'll say he looks rusty. Bridgeman.
Yeah, it looks as if he's not played very much. That's what it looks like. I thought the other night there was a couple of really good chances came to him. One on the ground and particularly the header. And you know, when he met the ball right with the head. But my goodness gracious, he wasn't even nowhere near the goalpost, nowhere near it. Probably around about 6 yard, but 6 yard box there, and the ball went over the line. I think that was really poor for him. And he's one of these guys that ends up going inside himself because he was winning the ball, holding the ball up for a couple of times, bringing people in, which is very, very good. But other times he was just, I would say, missing the ball, mistiming it. So I think he's got a bit to go. And if Rangers want to hold him, then obviously they need to find a space for him because he's not going to get a game every week, that boy. I doubt it very much anyway. And when Morelos comes back, he should be walking straight in there, straight into that padlock on it. That's his position done. Nobody else there can do what he can do.
Yeah.
No, I just think he looks rusty. I mean, kind GFK. I don't think he was great, but I don't think he was. Obviously, strikers they're judged in their goals sometimes, aren't they?
Well, I would disagree with you. I would have said he was the worst player in the part. Him and Sands were very poor.
Oh, no. I think my outside right was worse than they two, mate.
He had a couple of flurries down the right, and I probably agree with you to a certain point now. But
no,
for me, Itten's just no. I think it was. I don't know.
You know, I read somewhere, and I've not checked it. You know that the boy Sands never gave the ball away once.
But I'm not keen on him, mate. I just don't. I know what you're saying. He never gave it, but I mean, nah. At the moment, I'm not. The jury's out for me.
You can make stats mean anything. You can make stats mean anything, can't you?
Of course you can.
It doesn't actually. It doesn't do anything that's fancy.
Yeah.
There's nothing fancy.
Is it instruction bridge?
Oh, of course, I'm saying, but that might be the way he's been told. Don't be doing anything fancy. Just do this, and away you go. And therefore, he's not making very many mistakes. But he's not got anything that makes him stand out. I don't think anyway. But there's no doubting he's a good player, and there's no doubting he's got a lot of energy, and he could run all night for you. And that just might be all he wants. He just might want somebody to fill a space and do the business. But I think it's a sin for the boy, because I dare say the boy's quite a good player on his game. So somewhere along the line, I would imagine that sometime he's going to get a game in a position he fancies.
Who's that? Who's that?
James.
James Sands.
James Sands, sorry, yeah.
Listen, I think that's his position, sort of defensive midfield. I can't disagree with Jimmy. I don't think he set the header on fire, but 2 games, he's not a decent. The weather's not been kept.
No, it has not.
No, coming for the country, it is. You're right, but I mean, it hopefully will adapt, and we'll see going on.
We'll see where it takes us, mate. Yeah, I mean, sometimes your first impressions can be right, sometimes they can be wrong.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes, but you can only critique what he's done so far, and he hasn't set the air on fire.
No.
Right, coming to his phone. What's the number, Bridge?
Yeah, 0141 356 1972.
Yeah. And what can you talk about, JFK?
You can talk about the Glasgow Rangers, so get yourself on now.
Get yourself, Jimmy. You tell them.
Yeah. If they don't phone us, we'll phone them and annoy them. What do you think, boys? Will you do that?
I'll be up sharp in their door.
I saw a wee bit of the Rangers were on the Scottish news tonight, Tea Time News, and there was Stephen Davis in among them, back training, so looks good. Might see him in a couple of weeks. He's available anyway. But anyway, you guys, did you see we got another fine off the UEFA? The UEFA fined us €20,000 or something like that for or just a bit.
16,000 quid. I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I love all the boys that bring the atmosphere, they're good at spending other people's money. Yeah, you know, it adds up, and everybody's got. It's got to be paid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just all we're asking for is do everything you can to support the club, but just be sensible.
Definitely.
Sounds good.
Don't hurt the one you love. Yeah, is that fair?
Yep.
Yeah. You know, we know your presentations are brilliant. We love it. But just try and liaise with the club and see what we can and can't do, yeah? Just be sensible. You know, I get it, because I would imagine, well, if I was about 5 years younger and a bit more for you too, we'd have been right in there, you know what I mean?
Aye. Correct.
Excuse me. It's just a sin, you know, that it's a phase and a fad or whatever it is that's going on.
I get it.
You look at the European football, and there's virtually every one that you watch over abroad. Players are there. They're there. They're part and parcel.
They're getting 16,000 for everybody and making a fortune, Jim.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't think they're actually doing that. I don't understand why they're only. Well, I feel that they're only fining Rangers. That's what I think.
£16,000 for flares. I'll need to have a word with Albert for the race night. Make sure he gets a new pair of trousers. What do you think, Jimmy?
Oh, definitely, mate. Aye. Maybe need a Guy Fawkes and all. Any suggestions?
I just think the boys have to be a bit sensible, but I get it. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to create an atmosphere, and you know, it's an impressive presentation and that, but just be sensible. That's all we're asking.
Yep, definitely, mate. Here.
You know, keep your flares for the Clydeside when we won 56.
Yeah, here we go. Definitely.
Oh, I love that one. Right. Okay, I'll put you on the spot, JFK. I know it's a wee bit early, but I'm interested in what your team's going to be.
Okay, here we go. Here's my team. McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Barisic. Now remember, this is a 4-2-3-1. In the middle, behind just in front of the back four is Ryan Jack and Glenn Kamara. Up front is Dalio on the right, Kent on the left, Aribo just sitting behind Sakala. That's my team, mate.
Want to see the forward line again, Jimmy?
Dalio on the right, Kent on the left, Sakala up front, and Aribo just sitting tucked behind Sakala.
Cool.
Well, that's my 3-1. For 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. Okay, buddy.
JFK, I've got the exact same team.
Have you, mate?
Exact same.
Aye. There's a lot of debate. I would have a wee debate with Alex Kelly. Alex probably will be phoning later on. It was friendly debate. He said that he'd probably start Lowry before he would start Diallo.
You're talking about the man who would have started Lundstrom at centre half.
Probably, aye.
I'll give you a bit of advice. As Andy Phillips would tell you, don't argue with an idiot, mate.
Oh, well, aye. Well, the thing is, I tried to send the team to Port Bear, and he sent me back a message and he asked me who Tavernier was.
Oh my God!
It's not that he can't speak; he just can't read.
He can't read, because he must have been wondering where the right back called Tavernier was. But I tried to explain to him. Well, that's fine. But anyway, there is a big debate out there. I've been seeing it all day. Some would and some wouldn't play Diallo tomorrow. They would maybe bring him on second half or whatever. But I think we need to see what he's got. And we're badly missing somebody on that right ox here. Badly missing. Hadji's tried it, and as you rightly said, Scott Wright hasn't. No, he had a couple of flurries up the right, but for me, a couple of the times we've gone to the byline, his touch was poor. So I would give him a go, because I don't think the boy Lowry is going to be involved apart from being a sub on Wednesday night. So I'd like to see what Diallo offers us on that right. I don't know if you agree.
As I said, I've got the same 11.
Yeah.
Same 11. Any thoughts, Bridge?
I'm just going to ask Jimmy then when he said, do you think then that the young boy Lowry is not got a chance for playing against them?
No, I think he'll be a sub. Bridge and Wednesday night. I think what I would like to see his play is near the team that's going to play them on Wednesday night. I don't think we should be tinkering too much. I know when you said, but I'll pick Diallo in my team. But look, he's allegedly a £19 million going on stroke £37 million player. I've seen a couple of things about him. I've seen him score a decent goal for Man United against AC Milan in the Champions League. He's got a good pedigree. He's played under 23 football for them. So we're crying out for a right winger. And as much as I love what Alec Lowry does, I think we need to see what Diallo does. Right? I think that is worth a shot, whether it's the first half or second. But for me, I'd start him. But for me, on Wednesday night, Lowry, I don't think he'll get a game. I think he'll be a sub.
I understand AK's argument about Lowry. We're in player development and giving him more gear time, but I think you've got to do what's right for the team. I know Lowry went out to outside right for a bit of the game, Bridgeman, but I don't think he's an outside right neither, is he? So I think...
No, he's certainly not an outside right. That's for 100% sure.
No, and I don't think if you move Aribo there, who has been excellent in that position as well, play Lowry in the middle, I think you're taking Aribo out, arguably his best position.
Oh, definitely, 100%, mate, 100%. That position that I've got him in there is his best position, and that's why we need an out-and-out right winger, along with Kent as an out-and-out left, and have Aribo playing in that position, which he plays for his country as well. And I would go along with that. But it'll be interesting to see what the gaffer will pick him on. I think everything picks itself probably apart from the right and winger and Sakala. I mean, I just hope he doesn't play Roof them more. I think Sakala's got more to offer.
There's another thing. It's whether it could be Jack or Arfield, because obviously Jack's not a lot of game time, so essentially go with Arfield in there with
possibly
as well. If depending on the fitness,
that
makes sense, Bridge.
I think all the conversation up to now makes a lot of sense to me.
That's unusual on here, isn't it?
The only thing that I've got some doubts about is that I think I would play Lowry tomorrow.
Where?
I'd play him in midfield.
Who with?
It would be, what's his name? Kamara, Lowry, Kamara, and we call him Aribo.
That's an attacking lineup.
Well, that's the way. That's what I would play. I think the boys played that well. I mean, I was very impressed with them the other night. Really impressed, and that weather too, incredible. He's done in 90 minutes. It's just so good. However, I know he's going up against some rough and tough guys up there at Ross County, so it might be beneficial to give the boy a break. And whatever the manager says, I'll follow that. No problem at all. Certainly, if the manager picks him, I'd be delighted for the boy, and he can go out and do it. And if he gets selected at all for tomorrow, then I think he should be a first pick and against them. I really think that's fair. I really do. However, we'll see what the manager says.
Yep. Yeah. Aye, it's all about opinions, and obviously I'm always right, but that's not the point, Bridge. Everybody's still entitled to theirs.
Aye, yeah.
You know, aye, listen, is it not a good debate to have, Jimmy? We're talking about good.
Of course it is.
Aye.
Of course it is. When you look at the pool of players, look at the team that you and I have picked there. Right, you know, it just shows you how great minds think alike. But then you look.
Full seldom differ, Jimmy.
You're 100%, mate. Just you look at you if we delve into the pool of players we've got, you know, we've got a cracking pool of players. But the gaffer's always said anybody he brings in, remember, is no to have as a pool player. He's looking for somebody to come in and start in the first 11. And for me, Diallo fits that bill. And if it means that young Lowry has to step aside because he's got a great future at Rangers, so he must step aside. It's for the good of Rangers. I agree with you about Jack.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Jimmy, I think we'll be joined by Billy. Evening, Billy.
Hello, who's that?
Don't know who that was.
Who is that?
Was that a female? It might have been somebody looking for Fox. You know what he's like in a Friday night, Bridgeman.
If it was genuine, whoever it was will phone back. Genuine.
Aye, we'll see. Look, good players. It'd be interesting to see Bassey again getting the centre-back spot, you know, but getting more game time under his belt. Building up his experience as well, because he's very young for a centre-back as well, GFK.
Yeah, he is. I mean, you know my feeling on Bassey. I think once Hollander comes back, I think he'll be a bench player for a while, because if Hollander comes back and takes his spot, but he's performing reasonably well now, which is good. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the coming weeks. See who we get back in.
All right, Billy's with us now. Evening, Billy.
Evening, gents. How you doing?
All right, Billy.
All right, guys. Just a wee call to let you know what I've got your. I'm picking your Billy McFadden print up tomorrow.
Oh, thanks very much, Billy.
For your race night, and I've also got another couple of gifts. I've got a signed SAS Battle Honour flag by Colin McLachlan, who served for 22 Regiment in the Royal Scots. They've kindly donated that, and I've also got you a signed SAS book signed by Damien Lewis, the author. So that's 3 wee tokens I've got you for your race night.
I'll tell you what we'll do, Billy. One of the races has been sponsored on behalf of Erskine, and we will put all that towards that race for obvious reasons, yeah?
Whatever suits yourselves, pal. It's not a problem. I know it'll be well thought of, whatever way it goes, guys, eh?
Aye, we really appreciate that, mate, and I'll get that sorted, mate. For somebody who actually lives 5 minutes for you, mate.
No problem, mate. No
we
problem.
You, so I've been getting your house watched.
I don't know now because my flags are down.
No, they know it. They know it, all right. They know it. I know more about you. I know more about you than you do.
Well, listen, that wouldn't be hard.
Listen, GFK, we really appreciate that.
Of course we do,
no problem.
Of course we do, because everything that comes in as prizes and that is part of the raffle and the races, that is absolutely fantastic. So good gesture again, Billy. Good man.
No bother. No, I was just listening to your team selections and that for Amora.
I'll give us your team then, Billy boy.
Well, I'll throw my toppings worth in. Well, similar to the team that the boy just said a couple of minutes ago there, eh?
Well, he's not a boy.
A good-looking boy. He's a good-looking boy.
I've got a radio face, Billy.
His proddies are all good-looking, mate.
Oh,
that's a good point.
Well, I'll be McGregor in goal. Your back four will be Tavernier, Golson, Bassett and Barisic. I would take Jack and Camara, the two sitting midfielders, and my three in front of them would be Kent, Aribo and Lowry, and my number 9 or centre forward type player would be Sakala. And I'll tell you the reason I wouldn't have the new signing playing, because he's not got enough legs in him to play 90 minutes. He's hardly kicked a ball for Manchester United. I think he's only played something like 45 minutes or something like that. So the guy will not be up to speed. He'll be worth maybe coming on. He'll definitely be stripped. He'll be in the pool, and I definitely think the guy will get a run out in the second half. But I don't think he's got the legs on him to start a full 90, because especially with the pace of the game up here. And no haying. It'd be different if he was playing with Manchester United, if he gets us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Constantly playing, but if he's not...
You're not going to last on here. That's too much like common sense. Bridgman.
That's quite a good one. Billy, you know, I like most of your team, I would agree with. But it's well thought out. Nice. I like it. I like Sakala. I think Sakala will be to me, automatic centre forward. And the rest of them, well, can't. How can you replace Kent? You know, it's and Aribo's got to be played. So all these things, and I still think Lowry as well. So yeah, it's a good team. I like that. I like that team.
I get your logic. I just think the boys coming to play, and I think you might get right in there. Might only last 50 minutes or something, but GFK.
I'd like to see him start. I wouldn't like to see him come on the second half. I'd like to see him start and see what's going to run at them, and maybe bang in a couple of goals. You know, I don't think Lowry can sustain on the right wing. I don't think he's that type of a player for me. Not at the moment. So I mean, Billy's picked the exact same team as you and I, apart from he's put Lowry in there instead of Dalio. So we'll wait and see. But we all know the gaffer will probably throw in a curveball or more, and there'll be 3 or 4 players that we never thought about. Yeah.
You could think as well, when you're thinking about it, you could argue the point and say, well, if that's the case, then Ryan Jackson will really had the minutes in there too.
Aye, I get it, mate. I get it.
Yeah.
You're talking about the experienced pro against a young boy. It's a speed.
That's what I'm thinking, guys. Because you've got Ryan Jack's been at Rangers for a wee while now. Well, a number of years now. So he knows his teammates, whereas the guys just coming up for Manchester United, he hardly knows the guys when about him, and he's not got the minutes in his legs, like, you know. So it'll take time for the laddie to get to know his teammates. Obviously he's got to get made welcome when he comes and all that, but to get to know them on the park and know what they're all about in the park, I think it. Plus there'll be something in his his loan agreement that he'll have to play so many games, which is the normal, eh?
He's come up to play. Mate. I'm a bit cautious with that because you can't just play somebody if they're not delivering, JFK. But I know modern football is modern football, but I don't like if that's true. I'm not a fan.
No, you're right.
You should be picked on merit. Like you were in the dark team, you're picked on merit, yeah?
Of course, mate. You're 100% right. What a fantastic dart player I was in my day as well. The fact is, look, hey, I was a good ARA man. I've always been a wee ARA people, man.
You know what his favourite score? You know what his favourite score was, Bridge?
Go on.
1-0 dead in 80.
Yeah, the old ones are the best ones. Look, how long would you give? I mean, Man United's no sent this guy up just to sit and warm the bench. You know, I can understand what Billy said. He's had 68 minutes of first team games this season, and he's had something like 6 outings in the under 23s. So. I would certainly like to see him play at some part of the game, preferably at the start, and run at this mob and bang a couple of goals in. Ryan Jack for me he's an old heat at the game at Rangers now, so I think he'll fly through the game. It's great to see Ryan Jack come back into the team and long make.
Nobody starting the hero for Wednesday night. Scotty Arfield. Surprised. Billy?
Listen, there you go, right? Scotty could be a starter of the mob and maybe swap that position around about and take Lowry on the bench and play Scotty in there because Giovanni's come out and he's openly said that he likes what he's got with Scotty Arfield and he's wanting him on a new contract type thing, so there's every chance Scotty could be playing the more than two, and his goal during the week was just sublime, the way his touch. I mean, due to the conditions and all that as well, when Barisic dinked it back across the goal to him, I mean, to hit it, if you look at the goal, he's facing away for the goal, the right hand post in the cork, and he's facing away for the goal, and he's managed to wrap his right leg round it and hit it with the outside his foot, and to get to go on it, just to dink it out of the keeper was just absolutely sublime, different class, eh? What a fantastic finish. Different class.
I doubt very much Jimmy is going to be on. The Billy that he's going to be playing for the start. But he'll most assuredly come on in the second half, that's for sure.
What's your logic there, Bridge?
I just think he's no. I don't think he's 100% fit.
Well, why have we all put Ryan Jack in our team?
I would put Ryan Jack in the team. I wouldn't have Ryan Jack in my team. No. No, he's not ready yet either. Again, you're talking maybe half an hour late on the game. You know, I'll come on at 60 minutes and let him go on. Just similar to what they did last night. Yeah. However, as I say, if the manager puts him in, I'll happily go with it. But I do agree with the logic of the selections. Right? There's no a problem with it.
I see the Rangers were looking at, I don't know if it was just mere speculation, right enough, the young laddie from Manchester City as well. What was his name again?
James McAtee.
Aye, that's the boy. My mind just went blank. You're right.
It's a loan, isn't it? It's a loan, but another loan.
Aye, but that laddie's meant to be rave reviews about him down in England as well. Like, you know.
Where does he fit in? He's not taking a Rebo out of our team, is he?
Anybody could take a Rebo out of the team, because Rebo is flying at the moment, eh?
Speculation, Billy, speculation. But you never know, eh?
2 or 3 days to go to the window closes, so the Rangers could take another couple of cards up their sleeve before we know it, maybe just to give us a wee jag before we.
And I know I might be contradicting myself because I brought the boy Diallo in, but you can't say that they paid 20 million quid for a guy that he doesn't. I mean, he looks the part what I've seen him, but I don't see the sense of bringing a young boy like McAtee into the squad. It doesn't make sense to me. So I'll hold judgment on that. But let's hope we can keep everybody. I said we keep every single player we've got up to the close of the window. I'll be happy. And the Patterson thing was a bonus for us. We've sold a fringe player for £16 million, and we cut our losses, I know, with Bacuna. So just go on with it. But that'd be my only fear, Billy, is that at the last minute we lose a couple of players that we didn't expect. But obviously the manager will know more about the B-Day.
The only thing was, if that was to happen, then that scenario's there for every team, innit?
Aye.
You know, obviously there's plan B's all written out, and this happens and that happens, dominoes, and things move on. But if anybody leaves our club, the deal will be right for Rangers, and that shows you how far we've came. Bridgeman, then Billy.
Yeah, it's got to be right for Rangers, 100%. And that's why I'm really, believe it or not, I'm quite pleased about the Bacuna deal. It was done very quickly and quietly and sweet as a nut. I don't know whether eventually we've maybe lost some money somewhere along the line.
I don't think so, mate. I think about even. Break a bit even.
There you go. That's brilliant.
Aye,
so you can break even in the deal, because the guy, I quite liked him in a couple of games. But there's other games he just didn't seem to win, and then he would burst in and he'd be starting, you know. So I think he's better off where he is now. But again, you know, it's Rangers. I just don't want Rangers to lose money on anyone, and that's really good. I did like the way he did it, and the way the boy's gone, and that's what I like to see. The deal done. That's a Ross Wilson thing. Deal done, and away it goes. And I think I read in the forum there, the WhatsApp forum, a nice text, sent a nice text to the Rangers fans type of thing, you know. So that was good. Thank you very much. Well, good luck wherever you are, Birmingham City.
Billy?
Aye, absolutely, guys. I mean, as I said, it's just some of these guys, they're no bad players. It's just the weight of the jersey can be too heavy for them at times, you know what I mean? And what Rangers is all about, with winning and turning it on week in, week out, like, you know. And as I said like the other night, there bigger and better players have came to Rangers and never made it, like, you know. So there's no shame in these guys who have came to the famous. I mean, they won 55, and we wish them all the best. I'll tell you, see, my only problem, right? Well, it's not a problem, it's more a concern, so it is.
Billy, this is a football show. We're not going to get through your problems. We're here at midnight.
No, it's regarding players leaving the club for certain fees now. We just spoke about the laddie Patterson being a fringe player going to Everton for 15 million quid. Now, I seen somewhere today, I think it was at Gimme Sport, I think it was, and they were talking, they had Camera rated at 15 million quid. Now, if this is a fringe player we've sold for 15 million quid, how are they rating Camera at 15 million too? It makes no sense. He's an accomplished Finnish international, right? Now, for talking sake, say if it's Aston Villa is going to come. Now, Steven Gerrard will know how much Rangers rate that player, right? So he's going to come in underneath that to try and tempt Rangers to try and push her on. Now, if I was the Rangers hierarchy, I would just saying, listen, this is what he's worth, and you'll need to pay it, or just we're not even going to talk to you. You know what I mean? That's my main concern. And I mean, all right, we got the wee man for 50 grand or something like that. I mean, you could say, oh, well, you've got to make 14.5 million there, right? Okay, then fair enough. But we could make double that for him. He's only 24-year-old. You know what I mean? So if these teams doing in the English Premiership want to come in for our top players, then they'll need to pay top dollar. It's as simple as that. Yeah. Because the way I see it is, I'm certainly will be super disappointed with the Rangers board if they let our players go on a value that is certainly less than what it should be. I mean, you go down to England into that championship, you go down into, I mean, the boy that Manchester United signed, that we've got on loan, he bought him for 39 million quid for Atlanta. So, you know what I mean? There's got to be, Rangers should be boxing clever in here and saying, well, listen, guys, if you want to buy your players, this is what you'll buy them for. Or just, away you go.
Maybe that's how we signed him after Wednesday night, Bridge, because he's a man for Atlanta.
I can't mind it. David Hasselhoff.
No, it was Bobby Ewing, wasn't it? The guy that
that's right,
Bobby
aye.
Ewing.
Oh, that's right, Bobby Ewing. So it was David Hasselhoff. I'm thinking Knight Rider.
When he said that, I immediately thought JFK.
Sorry, Jimmy. I'm sorry. That was poor, wasn't it? That was poor, wasn't it?
It's shocking.
I don't even know who that guy you're talking about. I know who Knight Rider is. Who's Bobby Ewing?
I never said he was a Knight Rider.
No, somebody said Knight Rider. I remember that. Who's Bobby Ewing?
Bobby Ewing
Dallas.
From Dallas. Aquaman.
Patrick Duffy.
Aye.
That was J. R's brother.
The man from Atlantis.
What, you J. Arthur Rank, you mean?
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I'm saying nothing.
Anyway, well, I never thought I'd say this, but we've been joined by a bit of brains. Andy to Leeds.
You're talking about me? Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Have you got? Right. Have you signed any of the pictures? We're wanting some signed copies.
Oh, away you go. Hey, listen, I tell you what, I got that soaked. I grew about six foot there. So I'm not wee anymore. I'm big Andy now. It's right. I just want to. I think you stole my thunder there, right enough. So we're bringing this guy in for Man United. Yeah. Is that not a French player we're bringing in?
Aye. That's
he's going to, what we're led to believe, playing our team, right? I don't like that at all. That concerns me right enough. We're saying better never stops. Well, what we're looking at, and we do want to bring youth and youngsters through, but it looks at what we're being told here. It's all young guys coming in. We're saying better never stops. Well, they're going to have to be better than what we've got. Now, they're not tried. They're not playing any games. They've sat on the bench, maybe getting an odd game at Man United or wherever. I've never even heard of the guy, to be honest with you.
No,
and then you're on about the boy from Man City. What's up with our aim? And listen, if you listen, I don't know if I've read it right, the press conference there, he kind of said himself, well, we've got our own youngsters here. And he kind of intimated to me that he didn't sign this guy. Wilson signed him. That's just how I've taken it, and whether I've taken it totally wrong. Now, I can't get. We know what happened with Worrell and Ojo, don't we, when they had to play in the team? By God, they were donkeyed.
They weren't great. Right. Anyway, we'll give people the time to think about it. I better apologise. I apologise for saying we're bringing the brains in. Right, okay. We're going to have a tune, and then we'll come back to Andy's point. Take it away, Foxy Boy.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard. We've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Every Saturday we follow to cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few. with Scotland's gallant few, who times they have been hard, will follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Whoa.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, gentlemen, we're all back.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. JFK, I'll take Andy's question first, then I'll pass to your good self. Is that all right with you?
Yep, when you go.
All right, I think it's quite simple for me. I think even Gio admitted in his press conference, this started on Monday. They felt they needed somebody in to replace Hadji. There's no maybe somebody they think is ready for that in the youth team at the moment. So they went and got somebody who came with a high reputation. Whether he lives up to it, only time will tell, Andy. So it's a 6-month deal. Maybe makes sense. He might play some games. He might not play hardly any games. Only time will tell. But
can I ask a question there, Ox?
What's that?
Where's he getting his reputation for? He's not playing any games.
He went for 18 million for Atlanta, so he must have started there. They bought potential Man United, so that's where the reputation is. Yeah, that's
right.
it. We'll see. But I don't know. I knew nothing about the boy yesterday. JFK.
No, I'm the same as yourself. I knew nothing about him till I'd read, and they said that he'd scored against AC Milan. And I went and I looked it up, and I remembered obviously I'd watched the highlights during the Champions League. Apart from that, I know nothing about him. I can see where Andy's coming from, but I think he's been bought on the reputation that he had before. I mean, to buy a player at 19 million, then the add-ons are totaling another 18, going up to the 37 million mark. There must be something there. Is he a fringe player? I'll say no. I think he's ready to go, and I think that's why the gaffers brought him in, and I'll go with his judgment. So I'd like to see what he can do for us. Look, Man United are not going to send them up here for him to warm on the bench all the time. They're wanting their player to be playing, and I know our fingers burnt with likes I know Ojo and players like that for Liverpool who, for me, were Koulibaly and on players like that were very poor. So. Look, the proof's in the pudding. We'll just need to wait and see what the guy does. And I would like to see him start sooner rather than later. And it's either a maybe's aye or a maybe's no for me. So let's see what happens. Somebody's tuned their sweeties, but I don't know who it is.
There's no, right? Yeah. I get you. I also get that Andy might be right. We don't know what he's like because we've not seen him enough to judge. So only time will tell. But Andy, seeing you're talking about youth players, mate. Mm-hmm. That's us all of a sudden. We've got the boy Lowry, boy McCann's come in, the boy Leon King's coming in. You're not going to that. You'll get the odd crop coming through. It's going to be 3, maybe then 1, then 2, then 3. The class of '92. But the reason they're so famous because it was so freakish. It doesn't happen that often,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with it. What worries me is that I don't want to see my team playing other people's players. I want to see my players coming through, our players coming through, and being given a chance. Not a couple of games where it looks like could happen to Lowry and he comes out of the team. It's nothing in the last 2 games to deserve not to get a start there tomorrow. But yet this guy looks like he could come in.
Can I ask you something, Andy?
To me, I don't like that,
Can I ask you something?
Jimmy.
Right, I mean the boy Dalio is an out-and-out right winger, mate. So take him out of the equation. Who would you play at right wing?
The new.
Who would you play in there right now?
Well, I wouldn't be playing right, that's for sure. I don't really know, to be honest with you, as it stands at the moment.
Well, you could play Sakala and you could play it up top. You could do that.
No, I wouldn't touch that. I mean, I've been a big champion of hitting, but I'm not. I think that guy's not. No,
Is
I
there,
just don't
Andy,
think he's got it.
I don't mean to be rude. Is there anybody you like?
No, I like all the blue shirts that come out. I don't like half of the guys in them. I don't think they've got the heart to play for Rangers.
Listen, you could play Aribo on the left-hand side, and you could play Kent on the right, and you could play the young laddie in the wee number 10 hole. Just off Sakala. That would work. And then you've got a nice wee balance here.
But why would you take your best player out and move him?
What do you mean?
Joe Aribo.
No, but Aribo's adaptable. You remember? Well, listen, the way I used to read it was wingers can switch all the time. Just because it doesn't mean to say you need to stay out on the left-hand side all the time. That's how you mix things up.
Aribo's thrived in that free role, JFK.
I don't see any point in changing that. For me, Ryan Kent is our left winger, and we've been crying out for a right winger, and we don't have one. I've tried Hadji there. You know what I mean? Scott Wright for me, as I said before, the couple of wee flurries there, but no for me. Let's give this boy a chance. Alex Lowry's never a right winger in his life. Never for me. And I think he's going to be a great player in the future. But why Paul Aribo at that position? For me, keep Kent where he is, and let's see what this boy can do. Ed, I've seen him, and I know that YouTube can show you false things and that, but the footage that I've managed to watch it in the last 24 hours, he's tricky, he's fast. So let's give him a go and see what it. No, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So, but we need a right winger, Andy. We're crying out for a right winger.
I was just going to say that, Jimmy. You asked me a question there, and I'm trying to think while you're talking, like, and other than right, we haven't got one, have we? Until this so-called guy goes in. I couldn't give you an answer just thinking about it.
We've got a lot of people who can play there, but we know they're no great there. I mean, Roof's played there. You know, Hadji's played there. Aribo was successful at it, but I think we've found a better position for him, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Correct.
You know,
a better team that Angus threw up there for tomorrow. Don't know what you think about it. It's not my team, but I kind of liked it when he said it. And he went McGregor, Tavernier, Golston, Bassey, Barzic, Kamara, Aribo, Arfield, Lowry, Kent, and Roof up top. What do you think of that team?
I don't think Roof looked anywhere near fit
on
Wednesday night. You know. I
do you think Roof would have taken their chances at hitting? In preference to hitting. You know,
I think Roof's one of our best finishers. Whereas one of our best players is up for debate, Billy.
If Roof was fit, Roof would have buried their chances all day long. He's on the end of that. He's just he looked just as if he was on his heels a wee bit, like, you know, and he was struggling to get up to speed. And you know it's like for especially strikers, it's at the best of times they feed on confidence. You know what I mean? And if they're just coming back from an injury, they've not got that wee extra yard in them, and that takes games to get them back up to speed. So if he's fit, absolutely, he'd have stuck the 6-year box goals away, boys into the 6-year box all day long. You know what I mean? That's a centre forward's dream, they boys. Whether Big Hitton, I mean, I couldn't believe he wasn't on the end of the A-Lance during the week. You know what I mean? Whether that's down to a confidence thing, or he's trying too hard, or he's maybe just, back to what I was saying earlier on, the jersey's just too heavy for him. I don't know. But he scored goals in the international level, so how can he not score wee tap-ins like that? Do you know what I mean? It's a right head scratcher with the boy Hitton. You know what I mean? Definitely. It's a head scratcher with him. I mean, I'm 53-year-old, and I'd have been throwing myself at A1s getting into 6-year books. You know what I mean?
Aye, well, I don't know what it's like to be that age, but I see your point.
Well, I think you're a couple of years older than me, so that makes you 62 in my eyes.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Listen, we'll see. Listen, I accept it. And Ruth, they didn't look fit. Rusty, whatever one you want to get him. don't want to judge them on Wednesday night. Critique them on Wednesday night performance. Did they do a lot? Not enough. Some people would say go be hitting again because he'll be stronger for the run and getting the game time on Wednesday night, Jimmy. And it's a bit of logic there. Whether it works is
no for me. I gave you my feelings on it, and I was pleased he left and loan, and I was mortified when they brought him back. And I said before, I think the only reason they brought him back is because I think the gaffer had been given a heads up that Alfie was going to go to Colombia and we needed a bit of cover because we weren't sure about Roof. We only had Sakala there. So for me, I would say, it might make me eat my words and come on as a sub against them or whatever and score. But for me, I just don't think he's got it, mate. I just don't think he's got it. That's my personal opinion.
Talking about people who's got it, we've been joined by Alex Fabershaw.
Good evening, Oaks here. Bridgeman, Jimmy.
All right.
Andy.
Evening, pal.
Evening,
How are we doing? How are we doing, like, Billy? Good evening, Billy. How are we doing, mate?
All right, pal.
Go on, Alex, the fourth yours.
All right. Well, firstly, what do you call it? A result Wednesday night. That was the most important thing. The 3 points. Because being at the game, it was a horrible night. And,
I heard the rumour that you were there with a T-shirt on. Is that true?
I'll get one of your ponchos. Nah.
I like the idea of ponchos.
I'll get one of them after Yorkshire. Nah, the night was absolutely horrible for to play football. So the most important thing was the result. Okay, we're delighted with that, but that's what it's about, the 3 points and you move on. And all credit to the supporters that turned up because it was a fair crowd there and all that night. So the support's definitely here for the team.
Yeah. And what did you take out the game? But Alex, we'd always like to hear your opinion.
Well, I thought Sakala was outstanding, and young Lowry was definitely. He was the talk of everybody's lips, the young boy in the half. He was very good footballer. He maybe died a wee bit of death in the second half, but he's definitely a footballer. He's a player. And I would have no problem playing that kid tomorrow. No problem at all.
Where would you play him though, Alec?
Midfield. If Ryan Jack's fit, I'd play Ryan Jack. I'd play Kamara, and maybe I wouldn't have Lowry there. I would have Aribo. But if Ryan Jack's no fit, I'd have Kamara, young Lowry, and Aribo. The boy from Manchester out in the wing. We're desperate needing a right winger. Sakala centre forward with Kent, and the original back for it we've got with McGregor. No problem about the young boy. But if Ryan Jack's fit, I would have him in there. That's the only change I would make.
Is that front five again?
Sorry?
Six. Give me your front six again, sorry.
Right. If Ryan Jack's fit, I would play Ryan Jack just in front of the four.
Uh-huh.
I would have Kamara and Aribo. Right. I would have the young boys from Manchester United, Sakala and Kent. But if Ryan Jack's no fit, I would play young, what do you call it, Lowry in midfield there, along with Aribo and Kamara.
That was the exact same team as us, JFK, wasn't it?
It was, aye, exact same. Aye.
Wow.
Yep.
The boy Lowry looks as if he's got a lot of potential, Alex.
Well, he's a footballer. Everybody can see that. He's that's him played 2 games now. Let's be quite truthful. The conditions there the other night was absolutely terrible. And he just shone through. The first half, it was unbelievable. He's a lovely footballer. And somebody did say he was a bit like Bobby Russell, just with the slim figure and that. I see a bit of Johnny Hamilton in him and all. The kid's got it.
Johnny Hamilton.
And so there, if you think, what do you call it, I'm almost sure he'll get a game tomorrow. Whether he's on the bench or nobody, but there. The debate about the boy from Manchester United, get him right in there. No messing about. We badly need a right winger. We've tried everything. And this might be the one that can take us off.
Aye, well, there you go. Andy, I'll let you come in with that, mate. You know, you're not allowed to argue with Alex.
No, I can't disagree with what he's saying there. I'm kind of warming it now. A few bottles and a few vodkas. I'm kind of believing it now. I'll tell you. I'm good with that. For me,
the time we finish, Andy will score who scored the first goal.
I'll give you my bets so now. The only disagreement there is I get and you know what I think about Jack. I wouldn't be. I'd bring we're doing well. I would introduce Jack with about half an hour to go and steady it if we're tight. We're 1-up and get Jack to come on steady it. Hopefully come through that game and then unleash him on the filth. That's what I would like to see. Because I think he would be badly. I think he would really help the Rangers going forward there next Wednesday. But it ain't about Wednesday at the minute. It's about the way we've been struggling along. It's about making sure we get the 3 points. You've always got to get the 3 points before the Old Firm game, and you've always got to pick the 3 points up after you win that, if you win it, because it's usually a knock-on effect. Once one or the other loses it, there's usually a dip. They'll go and draw or lose a game straight after it. So I always think the 2 games either side of the Old Firm game, you have to win. If you do that, then you're going forward, in my opinion. But I'd love to see Jack playing Alec, definitely would. You know what I think about him. But no, I just want to steady him in, gain half an hour, come through that injury, like Gio came out of there, said he feels good after the wee cameo he had there the other night. Now, if he comes on half an hour and he feels good after that, then you start, well, come on. You look in Jack's eyes, are you ready? You know what Jack's going to say, I'm ready, and then let's go. That's how I would look at that. But I totally agree with everything you said there, definitely.
Can I come in, Ox, yeah?
Yeah, it's on you go.
I'm just going. I have to say, if I was a manager, I'd also be very wary of the knowledge that we've got, and hopefully the coaches and things like that, and the medical people understand what's happened to Jack, and we don't rush him. If he's 100% fit, and they think he's 100% fit, then I wouldn't have a problem. But if there's any doubt at all, can he play him full game? In my opinion.
I think you've got a point there, Pritch. I think in modern football, I think the sports scientist, the physio, whatever your team will say, he can get 20 minutes. You play him for more than that, he's into the red zone, and then he's allowed half an hour, 40 minutes, or he can play 60 minutes. It's modern football. Alex, then Jimmy?
That's right enough. The coaches will know exactly what level he is. It was just delightful to see the guy coming on. And what an evasion he got there coming on Wednesday. He was absolutely wonderful. And if we can get him back to his best, he's definitely an automatic choice in there, Ryan Jack. But as I said before, we're going up here, supposed to be, somebody saying about 70, with the wind up here tomorrow, 70 or 80. So it's going to be one of these kind of games again. So we tight park, and we'll need to get the sleeves rolled up. But I believe they'll get the players there to get the result up there as well. And as I say before, the right winger, let's give this guy a go, man, to see what he can do and get him on there at the beginning. And hopefully he's maybe the link that we need. We Sakala playing centre, no problem there. I think he'll be able to.
I've changed my mind, Alec. I think it was 70 or 8 mile wins and new right winger might blow away.
Aye, well, you could be that, I know, but I just think we'll get the footballers there. No, good point there, Ox, there, you know, with the wind, how late there, but I just feel we should go for it. I don't think we need 2 holding midfield players, no against Ross County, so let's go and get into time.
Right, Alec, I've just finished another bottle there. I'm convinced. Let's go with it. Come on, let's have it.
I tell you what, you're easily bought, Andy, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. I have to be, because I know I'm going to get it when they come up in match, so I've got to agree with you sometimes.
Well, I don't think anybody will say a word to you. I don't think anybody will say a word.
And you'll not see me with the size of that picture. You'll not recognise I'm there.
We'll be we're working on something for you.
Oh, don't. No, listen, just let me float in and float out, right? I'll drink with you all, and then I can get back to Leeds safely. I've got a big fear coming up there with you guys. And the ones in the WhatsApp.
They're going to get you, by the way.
I know. Mind you, if Potts there with his green and grey hat will be okay, you'll leave me alone.
I don't think it's him you need to worry about, but that's another sort.
Oh, no, I know. Hey, I've been around a wee bit, Ox. I know what's coming.
Right, you don't.
All right, okay. I'll send my twin brother then.
I think Southside's with us. He'll be in to give us his team evening. Southside, are we doing bigging?
All right, Trips, how's it going?
Hi, Southside.
Good evening, pal.
Good evening, mate.
I'll give you my team. Obviously, McGregor, Tav, Golson, and if fit, I'd play Balogun and Barisic. Midfield, I'd love Ryan Jack to be in my team, but I'm sticking with Kamara and Sands. Front three after that will be Kent, Aribo, Sakala, and up front Itten, since he doesn't sound too popular tonight.
You're a man that goes for the what's your rationale, mate? A bit of strength in that team. There's obviously Balogun, but you're bringing him back in. What's your rationale?
My rationale is I want him to get game time before he goes, in case we need him for the Chamber of Secrets. I'd rather go with a centre back than Bassey. I said that on here before. Biggin's done all right, but if Balogun's fit enough, I put him in my team. So to get him some game time. That'd be the only change. Itten, stick with him, Jimmy. He didn't play great the other night, didn't anticipate the ball coming across. He did slide in, didn't get it. But he looks a wee bit rusty-ish, and I think you've got to persevere and give him some game time. That's the one thing he's not had. He can score goals when he's been given a chance at times when he's come on.
So you would drop Sakala?
No, stick him on the right, Jimmy.
Stick him on the right. See, I don't think he can play well there, mate.
Well,
I'd rather see him.
Hearts and Motherwell.
I'd like to see Sakala as an out-and-out number 9, mate.
Can't he play with his back to goal? I think we've seen that in a lot of games.
I know, I agree with you there, but
they've got big boys. I think Itten gives you something different. He can score with a head. He's not looked great, right? He scored a goal against Stirling Albion, but it's something different up front, and it just needs games. Watched him make a couple of runs in the games, and players never seen it. And he made some good runs. He seems to want to run into channel a ball through like that. That's what I looks for. He can hold the ball up and lay it off. Does look cumbersome a couple of times, but I think he just looks a bit rusty. I think he just needs game time. And I think the only way to get it through is to give him game time. Probably a goal, be good for his confidence, and you never know. That's what our strikers want, a goal.
I agree with that aspect. I could never take to him, mate. I just don't think that he's if they're what the phrase is Rangers class, I don't think he's. I can't see what you see, but everybody's got their own opinion, mate, and I appreciate that, you know.
I see him as a number 9, Jimmy, because that's what he is. I mean, he's got 4 goals in 7 games for Switzerland. He scored the most goals to get them there, but he didn't get picked because he wasn't getting the game time because nobody's going to shift Alfie, you know, and that's the problem. So you're trying to get Riff's no fit, and I just think if it was me, I would give him a chance on the Mora. I would give him the chance of Mora, but that was just me with Sakala moving it to the right. That new signing, I'd probably put him on the bench. That team should be good enough to get a couple of goals up, and then you might think, well, get Sakala off because he's got to play maybe Wednesday night and stuff. So then you'd maybe want to make a couple of changes. But that front three way, Itten is just up front for me. I think it's good enough to beat them.
Ryan Jack, I'm happy to see Ryan Jack back Southside.
I'd love to see him back, mate. I would like to see him back in the midfield, but I mean, people have said we've been buying players for a while and they're never fit. And what Big Al said on here before, we're buying players and they'll take weeks to see them. So Sands has come in. He's a GL signing. I think he'll start, and I think he'll be in there with Kamara. And I just don't see that changing. I'd love to see Ryan Jack start, but I think he might come on, but I don't think he'll start. Same with Arfield.
All right, mate. Well, we've also been joined by Jim from Paisley. You and Jim.
Evening, guys. Good evening, everybody. I don't want to burst out your bubbles here, right? But I think you'll see very little changes for the team that played against Livingston, apart from Ryan Kent coming on. Now, I'll tell you that one. Here's one here. I'll throw at you, right? Sakala, Fasha Sakala will be on the bench tomorrow. Glenn Kamara will be on the bench tomorrow. I'm trying to think. I thought about this earlier on, but I forgot what I was thinking about. Bassey will be on the bench tomorrow.
You done?
That's my thoughts, really.
All right, okay. You done?
I'm sitting right here. I'm thinking while I'm working here, right? So keep going.
Thinking doesn't really watch. Does they work very well on the radio? Andy Phillips will tell you that, right? You have to speak.
I'm decent one here, right?
Right, okay.
I can hear you better now. I've got my right ear today. My right ear's shut today. That's what I was saying there. I could hardly make out what you were saying there, obviously. I think I'll play Balogun instead of Bassey tomorrow because although I'm a big advocate of Bassey's, a wee bit disappointed Wednesday night. Some of the things they got up to. So I'm going to play Balogun in there tomorrow. Ryan Jack will not start on that pitch up there. That tells you he may come on to give him a run out for Wednesday night, but he will not start. They say Fasha Sakala will not start. Kent's playing out there. Don't be surprised if you see Big Cedric playing up front. I'm pretty sure he'll play Scotty Wright in the right again.
Wow. I let Southside come in there. A lot of similarities to your group, mate.
I had Bassey no playing. Jim, I just thought if Balogun's fit or get him, if he's close to real fitness, I'd prefer to have him going to across the city on the Wednesday than Bassey. But I wanted that in the play, mate, get him some more game time. See if we can get it out of him. I think it'd be a good addition. I think something different more up front. Because we've got a couple of boys, we can play high balls up, but he's good at laying the ball off and stuff, so hopefully to have Geese something different. But I respect everybody else want to play Sakala or whatever up front for speed and try to get balls through, but they'll sit deep and stuff like that. So Jim, you're a bit erratic with some of the players. I think Kent will play me.
Yeah, Southside, I've been saying, I said the previous shows during the week there, I want to see Sakala running through the middle if the Alfie's no there, but not tomorrow night. It's horses for courses, isn't it, really, when you think about it? We're going up there, that wee tight pitch, artificial surface. That's why I'm convinced that Ryan Jack will not start. He may come on for the last 15 minutes or so.
If it's grass up at Ross County, mate.
And it's 12 o'clock, 12 tomorrow, Jim.
It's 12 o'clock. If you're watching it on an artificial surface tomorrow night, you're not watching us.
Ross County playing an artificial surface.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Do they know? All right, sorry, I'll let you rethink my start lineup again then.
Jim, give it some thought. Jim.
I think you've got your grass and your plastic mixed up before you come on the show. Andy? Andy, everybody sees it differently, mate, huh?
Definitely. I was just going to say, if I'm having a bad night, Jim's having an horrendous one as well. I was thinking there, Christ, right, I've had a few, right, but I'm sure it's not artificial. But there you go. But yeah, we all have different ideas of our teams, don't we? You know, just get the result is what we want. I just want to see a good performance out of her, you know, instead of worrying like doing the bridges we said there the other night, Christ.
Mate, that puts
tablet time, innit? 1-0 up there with air conditions, you would be hanging on, wouldn't you? You'd be standing on top of the telly or wherever you're watching it. Come on. And get the 2 goals, early goals that I always crave for, and we'll be all right, you know. But I know too with this, you know, we keep saying, the conditions are bad, blah, blah, blah. They're bad for both teams. We have the quality and the players. It is, but we have the so-called players that are supposed to be better, Ox, you know what I mean? So we should, it's about attitude. It's attitude as well, though, Ox.
The other teams are out of an attitude as well, but it's a game of football, but bad weather, bad pitches, it's always a leveler for the better teams. Alec, then Billy.
Yep, totally agree. I honestly think we'll win about 3-0 tomorrow with the team I've picked. That's my opinion. I respect everybody's, what do you call it, comments and that with the team selections, and everyone's valid. Big hitting up there, I can understand holding the ball, but I think the pace up front, with the 3 guys I'd mentioned, I think that could be the game changer.
Good point. Billy?
The bench tomorrow is going to be a big thing for it. Oh, so I was talking to Alec. Right, sorry.
Billy, and you come.
Aye. No, listen, first and foremost, in my opinion, see the 4G parts or 5G parts, whatever they're called. There's no place in Scottish football. There's no place in any football for them, in my opinion. All it is a jumped up ash park. That's all it is. Southside will know about that. You're on about that era years and years ago, mate, when all the ash parks through there. That's all it is. It's a fancy ash park.
Ash parks, what are they, Southside?
Or Blaze, was it Blaze?
Don't worry about it, Billy. He remembers them. He remembers the black ash parts and all.
Red Blaze, black ash.
Sadly, so do I.
But I'll tell you that even I was just thinking the guys talking about their different setups and more than their different players. Southside said Big Gatton maybe play there, but and then on another way, when you're talking about the team sitting in, which Ross County will probably do, so that'll no suit a Sakala to run in behind there type thing. So you're maybe Gio will maybe want to put Roof right up through the middle to get legs into him for Wednesday. Because I don't think that will start against Celtic. I can't see that at all. So if anything, it's maybe Roof will be our number 9 tomorrow.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say with the substitutes bench tomorrow. If we can get Ryan Jacko in the last 20 minutes, people like that, and I think he'll do something similar what he did on Wednesday, just to get these guys built up a wee bit. The people that's been left out of the team for a long time because of injuries and different things. But I think he'll do something similar. I don't know if it'll be interesting to see if a new signing starts tomorrow as well.
That's a big story.
That'll be interesting.
That's a big story. That's what we're all interested to see. JFK.
Definitely, mate. It's all ifs and buts. Everybody's got different choices of players they'd like to see play, and the weather's going to play a big part. And that's what the debate's all about who's going to be good for the team. Certainly when they start Roof. I don't think Roof's ready for it tomorrow. It'd be Sakala for me. But we're looking for a good performance tomorrow, Hawks here. I mean, I think we're a bit fed up with the 1-0, the Bridge results now. Sometimes it's like you're watching the game through their fingers behind the couch, so to speak. So I'm looking for a good performance tomorrow. I'm going to stick my neck, and I don't think I've got anything right at all in the last couple of seasons, but I'm going to go for 3-0 tomorrow, mate.
I'd tell you that, mate. I'm a bit concerned because these strong wins, mate, the game can turn into a farce, and that doesn't help the good football players. I mean, they're talking about 70 mile an hour gusts tomorrow, Southside, didn't they?
I mean, the vodka will be getting spilt on the way up then. Aye. But aye, it's a leveler for them tomorrow like that. And I think by putting a bit of height up the front, Big Hittins scored with the head a few times, scored a goal mixing about the box. He just needs a chance. And you said, Billy, maybe he'll go to Celtic Park with him, but if he scores 2 tomorrow and he's banged in 2 goals, there's no fear about him going up there to play them. Do you know what I mean? It's ifs and buts, isn't it? It's all about taking a chance if you get it. And
quick question to you, Southside.
Aye.
After you've prevented your vodka being spilled, will you be starting the rendition of Show Me the Way to Amadello?
I'm in undercover tomorrow, Jimmy. So I don't know if I'd last long at that part unless I'm getting flung out.
Oh,
Show me the way to Amadello.
You see, after a few vodkas, make sure you get it right, because it could come out very wrong that then.
It was a case I needs must tomorrow, Jimmy, you know what I mean? So
after a few vodkas, boys, Southside doesn't remember his own name. Anyway, we've been joined by Blue Star. Somebody, how are we doing, Blue Star?
Evening, Hawks. Evening, Johnny. Evening, guys.
Hey, Blue.
Good evening. How you doing, mate? Just listening to the different versions of your teams there that you all think for tomorrow. The pressers that I've heard for our manager, I'm convinced that he's definitely going to play Arfield. He's not know my opinion in Arfield, and I know he scored a good goal the other night, and thankfully he did. But I'd love to see Jack starting. If Jack's not fit enough, then I don't think he would have had him in the squad at all. I know we all know he needs game time, but I think Jack's a certain starter tomorrow. I hope he is, because I think we need him for against them. I don't think the wee boy will be playing tomorrow. And up front, I agree with what Jimmy says all day long with that. The guy for Man U, he's brought him in and he'll be getting games. And he'll definitely be playing him against that mob on Wednesday night. So there's every chance he'll play him at some point tomorrow. Whether he starts or not is a different story. But if they play the way they normally do, and with these high winds forecast, it's going to be tight. Therefore, I think we probably would be better with Rufa written through the middle. You can't play Sakala with a tight defence like that. You just can't. You keep him for against the Mankey mob on Wednesday. Big open park and plenty of space. So for me tomorrow, the guy that I'm really wanting to play, well, definitely would be Jack. I want to see Jack in our midfield. I think we're crying out for somebody that's stronger in front of our back four.
Ryan Jack's one of the fans' favourites. Alec?
Definitely. Everybody loves him, don't they? It's great to see him. Here, hopefully, he can come back to his top fitness and that again.
How do you think he would have felt coming onto that reception again?
Sorry?
How do you think he would have felt when he came onto that reception?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. Fans just love him. Let's be quite truthful, the boy was probably a future Rangers captain before all the injuries and all that, so he's well loved in there. And here's hoping. If he could play tomorrow, it'd be great. But the Sakala thing, I know it's a tight park and all that, but to me that makes no odds. Fir Park was a tight park. The guy can score goals, and that's what it's about. I honestly believe he can do the business up there. That's, as I say, somebody's opinion in that, but how I see it, I'd play him right through the centre.
Southside. Oh,
Aye.
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 I think Sakala scored more goals with the heat than the netting has for us.
Aye, I know, he might have. But I just think the big man offered you something different for the rest of the strikers we have.
He's definitely... He's more, if you like, a static 9. Yeah, does that make sense?
In a way, but he makes certain runs. I mean, and he'll find space. It's just about having confidence. And he's had bit part games and played wide left, played wide right, come on for 5 minutes, come on for 20 minutes here and there. But you've seen the type of goals he can score. They've all been different. A goal in Europe where he picked the ball up and drove to the right and then just hit it. The header he scored at the back post, he scored a couple of different types of goals. The other scramble in the box against Motherwell, he just side-fitted it in. So it's just about getting game time. And if you're not going to get more confidence and get in the team, if you're not going to get a run of games, that's what I'm saying. He's got all right. He's got 1 goal in 2 games since he come back. Right, okay, still in Albion, but I just think he offers something different going up there tomorrow. And I think it's, if he could get a goal, it'd give him a good bit of confidence. I think it's just something different. I think Sakala probably coming in for the wider flank on the right would suit me.
Well,
yes, sorry. I was just going to bring you in. Carry on.
It's just to ask Southside, you said it a wee bit earlier, Southside, that you don't want to see Massey playing tomorrow. I wonder what your reason for that was.
Well, I just think if we've got a centre-back, Bridge is a natural centre-back. And if he's fit at all, then I'd rather give Balogun game time, knowing that when we go up there next Wednesday, I would happily start with Balogun. I think Bassey's been all right. He's done his best and he's trying, but he's been caught out a few times and he's looked a wee bit ropey at times. And I just feel as if we want a natural centre back in, you know. So for me, that's what I would do. I would, if Balogun's anywhere near fit, I think I would definitely play him tomorrow. We have view to playing him on the Wednesday, I know.
See, I can see Southside's coming for there because I mean I've got my reservations about Bassey, as I've said, but I didn't know how near it Balogun was to being fit. But if I had a choice, it'd be Balogun or Harlander before any time before Bassey. I've got to agree with Southside in that. So if Balogun is fit, I would rather see Balogun here tomorrow than Bassey. But I'm only picking Bassey on the proviso that they two are unfit. Obviously, we know Hollander's no fit. But if Balogun's fit, Southside, I would certainly play him before Bassey, mate.
All right. Listen, I'll go to Alex for Wishaw and then Blue Star with this. Isn't it pleasing that we're talking about players and we've all got different ideas, different things, but they're all reasonable players. Some would prefer the others, but we've came a long way in a short time. Alex for Wishaw.
Exactly. Compared a few years back there, you were rubbing your hands to see who was coming into the club. Now we've got players there with skill. That's the reason they're there with Rangers, because they can all play football. We've all got our own opinions through to playing choices and that, and it's quite good. That is a good thing about Balogun there. He is a centre back. If he's fit, he probably goes in there at centre back as well. It's a great thing now. We've all got different ideas of the game. You just say it how you see it yourself.
Yeah. Blue Star?
Absolutely. The only thing, the only negative I've got is I just, since we've came back the last couple of games, I just think we've been pretty poor. Yes, it's all about the 3 points. I think a big plus tomorrow would be, and I know it'll probably be difficult up there because of the wins, etc. But see if we could put on a half-decent performance as well as go a couple of goals up. I think morale-wise, I think that would be a massive, massive boost. Not just to our players, but also to our fans. I'd like to see a wee bit of performance coming on. And I know that can be difficult as well. Exactly what you're saying, Ox, it ties in, because if you're chopping and changing players and you're having to because of injuries, then it stands to reason you're not getting momentum. But I would just like to, I'm hoping that we can get he can get a real basis tomorrow for his team for Wednesday night, and that we can get a wee bit of performance. I think that would work wonders if we can put on a wee bit of a show tomorrow. I really do.
All right, I was reading an article. They just changed the subject that Ian Black's a Tyler now. Maybe we should have kept him outside the door at Ibrox as well. I did digest. Anyway,
know.
It's, but that's another story. Right, okay. I'll go to the Bridgeman. Are you going for your usual tomorrow?
Oh yes, indeed. 1-0.
You're going to take years off. You're going to be doing this show on your own. You take years off as when they 1-0.
You're right.
Right, okay.
Well, I don't know, but I've been not too far off it. I went for 3-0 in the last game. And it ended 4, so it wasn't far away.
Well, go for 3-0 again then.
No. I don't think we're going to get 3 up there. It's going to be a very tough place.
Southside?
2-0. Sakala and nothing. There you go.
There you go. Bold as brass. Alex Fubershaw.
Well, I did say at the beginning there, 3-0 and that, but optimistic, but I honestly think we'll score goals. We'll win anyway. That's it.
Andy Phillips, what you punting tomorrow, or what your son-in-law put?
I'll tell. No. Get that. I've cleared all my drink out, so I've got to go out in the morning, get some more back for the game. So I'll put my own bet on in the morning. But I'll tell you that tomorrow on the show, right? And I think it'll be 2-1.
Oof. What are you thinking, Blue Star?
I think it'll be 2-0 or 3-0. I'll tell you what I don't want, Ox, and all. I don't want us letting in a goal. Not to them either. I want us to keep a closed shop at the back. That would do us wonders and all. Keep it going.
Right.
2-0.
All right, I'll take that. Billy?
Ken, first goal, 3-0 to Rangers.
All right, okay. Jim for Paisley, what you going for with the big money?
Obviously, I've not looked at the prices. I've not seen the team. I'm going to keep my powder dry to see what team he puts out tomorrow. As I said to the boys earlier on there, I think eventually it's going to be important. This is a warm-up game for Wednesday. Get some players minutes under their legs. Whether they bring them on for the last half hour, last 20 minutes. But this is an important game for us tomorrow because we've got bigger fish to fry come Wednesday night. But I'll keep my powder dry. I'll check the prices, check the team tomorrow, flip my bet on. But we always know that Ross County usually collapse the last 10, 15 minutes anyway. So there could be a couple of goals in the last 10, 15 minutes for us. So I'll maybe go 2-0.
All right, okay. It's a big game. I know there's maybe a bigger game coming, but you've got to win tomorrow, GFK.
Yep. I'm going for 3-0. Stick with that. I'm going for Kent, Sakala, and Aribo. 3-0.
Oh, what have you been getting all the goal scorers? He's not confident, no?
I haven't even seen the team yet.
But he's predicted his team and he's got them to score. That's what you call positivity.
Yeah, by the way, GFK, I liked your team you mentioned earlier on. I can't see it.
It's a good team. Look, everybody picks their own
of course.
Teammate and they've all got their own thoughts on it. And that is good. You know, I can see Southside's point of view, and they kind of nudged me more towards Balogun because I didn't have Balogun in the equation because I didn't know how far along the injury fitness he was. So if a shove comes to push for me, I'd agree with Southside on that aspect, is that I would put Balogun in there instead of Bassey. I've always in my reservations about Bassey. I know he was playing well there for about 6 or 7 games, but there's always something there. I think that there's a chance that he may be able to lose a goal through him. So I would go with the same as Southside in the centre back position. But elsewhere, I stick by my team. So Kent, Sakala, and Aribo for me, 3-0.
Good luck. Oh, sorry. Did you pick the new guy to start tomorrow?
I did, mate. Aye, on the right. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you honestly think he will start him, Jimmy?
I think we need to start him. I think we need to put him right in at the deep end, Blue Star, because you know as well as I do and everybody else, we don't have an out-and-out right winger, and that's what he is.
Absolutely.
So
do you think he'll start him? Sorry, Jimmy.
Sorry, go.
I think he's coming into play, so that suggests he'll start. I'm 100% he'll start. No, but I'll put him in my team. Yeah,
I definitely think he'll definitely have to play him. We all know that at some point because I think he's a cert, along with Jimmy, to play him on Wednesday night Hawks. I think he has to. We're crying out for somebody in the right, and he's not bringing somebody like that in with that kind of finance not to play him. Do you know what I mean?
We'll see. We'll see what it takes as the boy. We wish him all the best. Alex, I wish I was at the madness of English football, mate, when there's a boy come in to Man United for up to nearly 40 million quid, and really, he's not done a lot, has he?
There's some money in it, as you say. He's probably not. I never even knew much about the fella, to be quite truthful. But I honestly believe he'll play, definitely. I think he'll play for the start tomorrow.
Okay. Well, good debate. Everybody sees it slightly different, GFK.
Of course they do, mate, and that's the beauty of it. You know, you said earlier on about the pool of players that we've had there the last couple of seasons, and I certainly think this is one of the strongest pools we've had probably in the last 7 or 8 years, without a doubt. So it's fantastic that we've all got different opinions. You see, I mean, everybody that's talking about the football, you can see the knowledge that we've all got about how Rangers play, and you see how diverse. Look at Southside's team; it's nothing like anybody else's team, but that's the way he sees it, and that's the beauty of it, mate, and it's brilliant, So I continue.
I just want to let you all know, not one person got the team right on Wednesday night.
Aye.
Not
That
one
just shows you then, doesn't it? Just shows you.
No.
I've known it right for 2 years.
Exactly, Jim. But listen, we don't beat you up about that, mate. We don't make something.
Aye, you do.
See if
I've had my character taken a few times on this show, but I've got thick skin.
I'd be there, rare Buffy.
I do that.
Southside, you were coming in.
I think as we all want Ryan Jack in our team because we know what a fit Ryan Jack does. So we'd all love to see him play. But the reality is, if he doesn't play tomorrow, Sands is probably going to play in the midfield next to Kamara. And that's just the way it'll be. And I hope Jack gets on and gets some game time, because I think if we can get a couple of goals up, I think he will change it. And you know, he makes subs, so he'll bring some players off that he wants to keep for Wednesday. So, and Jimmy, I just thought if Balogun's fit, play him. I went with Sands and Kamara because I think that will be the two. I'd love Ryan Jack to get game time tomorrow, but I just think that's where it'll go with. And like I said, my only difference is I've slightly went for the boy for Man U. I think he will come on tomorrow at some stage and get game time, but I think you want to go, because I was playing it through the middle and nobody else was, I wanted to come at obviously Kent and Sakala. And if the two of them are get a run at players and that, they'll tear them apart tomorrow. And they'll either create and score, and it might think, we've got a chance of a high ball in the air for hitting in the middle of the park or anything like that. So that was just my team. But as long as we win tomorrow, that's what matters. And it's great that we can all debate a team and we're all a wee bit different opinion, but it's great, no?
Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%.
I'll go round, just get a shout out. I hope you enjoy your trip up to Dingwall, Big Man, Southside.
Aye, cheers, mate.
Remember the postcards?
Mm-hmm.
And the duty free.
Try to learn the lingo.
Well, that's on during the week about 3 o'clock, isn't it? Lingo.
Yeah.
You know.
Southside, I don't like rock.
I never quite caught what you said there, Jim. Was that a hard one?
Just tell Southside I don't like rock.
Oh, sorry, rock, you said. I thought you said something else. Right, okay, yeah. Please a shout out, Jim.
Say again, sorry, mate.
A shout out before we go.
I shout for Glasgow Rangers all day long. Let's go up there. Let's come back with 3 points, and let's get ready for Wednesday night. Let's get some. As the boys were saying earlier on, let's get Ryan Jack some minutes on his legs for Wednesday. You know he's the most important player we've got in my team for running.
I shout out, no a speech.
I'll shout out. Good night, everybody.
Cheers, mate. Blue Star.
We just hope we know we're going to get 3 points tomorrow, and hopefully we can get a wee bit of a performance.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, mate. Andy?
Yeah, same as Blue Star there, right enough, and it's always a pleasure coming on every night. I like my week waiting for 8 o'clock, so I can't speak early, you guys. So let's go, get the result positive. Yeah.
Don't start being nice to you, you're still getting it.
Don't worry, I'll be back there, don't worry. I'm bringing my sledgehammer up with me, don't worry about it, so behave yourself.
They'll be waiting on you, Andy. They'll be waiting.
Aye, I know. Well, I'll bring the sledgehammer just in case I need a bit of help.
You need more than that.
I'll get that as well. A Rangers one as well.
Right, okay. Listen, I'm going to Billy, but Billy, thanks again for your great gesture, mate. We appreciate it.
Not any problem at all, guys. Not a problem. As I said, I picked that up tomorrow, and I'll give you a wee bell, mate, and I'll let you know when.
No problem, mate. No problem. Thanks a lot, mate. Speak to you soon.
No problem, bud.
Alex, we wish you.
Just hope for a positive result, and hopefully no injuries. Everybody's unscathed for the play Celtic on the Wednesday, but let's go there and get the job done.
JFK.
Well, Ox here, Brisbane, it was great to be on tonight again. It was a lovely evening, a lot of good banter, a lot of good friends on here, good Rangers friends. So all I can say is I really enjoyed it once again, and I kind of look forward to being on through the week, hopefully. I'll wait for my text from you. So just like
you must have had it. You've had it.
Oh, man, my phone runs in
gas.
Aye, better believe it. But anyway, it's down the stairs, so maybe I've not seen it. But anyway, it was good to be on tonight again, mate. Really enjoyed it as usual, and just like to thank you all for your lovely comments and that. So yeah, come on, the Rangers 3-0 tomorrow. We are a people.
Bridgeman.
Oh, marvellous night, Oxford. Superb night. Thanks to JFK for being my buddy on this presentation thing. Can I just say, it's been a fantastic night. Everybody's enjoyed it. It's been great patter. And let's hope we all do it. But can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is just remember this. Biggest game of the season. I've got one sleep. And I see my team. One sleep. So everybody keep it going for the Rangers, and let's get in there and take at least one goal off them, and don't lose any.
All right, thanks to all the calls tonight. Thanks to Bostar, Alex, Billy, Andy, and Jimfrey Paisley. Thanks to JFK and Bridgeman for doing the show. Fox for doing the technicals, and Old School Blue for supporting. Thanks to Southside for joining us, giving his team always great for debate. And I hope he enjoys his trip up to support the Glasgow Rangers. We'll be back tomorrow at 11:30 with a pre-match show, and we will see where the team is. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Take it away, Foxy Boy.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnacar. They sail from dear old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Timeless Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, now set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, high the Scotland's very best. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, now set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, high the Scotland's very best. There's Richie Shearer, Robin, John Gregg, McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yes, R-E-N-G-E-N-R-N-S. The boys in blue, the Ibrox, Highlands, Scotland's very best. Richie Shearer, Robin, John Gregg, McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing the chant. Oh yes, R-A-N-G